Kiwe conversation. The only place you gonna get it is the only place you gonna get Big U.
West. Welcome to the Damu Kiwe conversation. Home to the West Coast. The voice of the culture. It's Duse Sims the Don. And we got the content. We did the breaking news about the sports betting with well, I don't even want to say their rates because they'll say it's anti-Semitic. That's all we'll say. Them boys. But right now, old Kimberly Ross, formerly known as Kimberly Jones, and she's mad at me. It's okay, Kim. You know what I'm saying? I apologize. She said I lied about something. I told her just let me know what it was. I'll definitely clarify it. You know what I'm saying? So maybe she'll be back and let me know that I don't lie on people. You know what I'm saying? So let's get to it. But maybe I was wrong about something. I mean, I'm human as shit, but I doubt it. Let's go. That Girl Henny. We're going to get into That Girl Henny content. She got the content. And we going to run right behind it. Oh, this is nasty work. They said they said Kim want it all. You know what I'm saying? Let's fast forward this.
Money in the bank coming, dropping the deposit. Having it my way, so I got these bitches watching. Steady getting to it, couldn't fit it in my pocket. Flexing everything, baby, tell me what the tap is.
Oh, she was having audio issues. Yeah, she was having audio issues. We're going to have to fast forward it a little bit. She ended up fixing it. Henny's pretty good with that kind of stuff.
Because I just felt like we needed sound effects and all of that. But I said, y'all waited long enough because I announced that I had some hot Henny last night on Instagram. And I left y'all hanging. I made y'all go to bed, go to sleep, wake up this morning with something to look forward to. I told y'all that it was going to be hot Henny. And it is. Because, child, let me tell you. First of all, if you didn't lean on that like button, make sure you did so. And if you're on a mobile device, be sure that you hype the video, okay?
Tear up your car insurance bill and try this instead. I used to let them raise my car insurance every year until I found this huge...
I'm still muted. Am I still muted? Okay. All right. She said loud and clear. Y'all can hear me loud and clear. All right. Cool. Child, let me tell y'all what Henny Legal has dug up for y'all today. Baby.
Shout out to the Henny Legal team, man.
First of all, I announced on my Instagram that Blueface's royalties are in jeopardy, but I never came and did the actual video to break down the court paperwork. Child, they are coming to take Blueface's royalties just like old girl did to the game. This is coming from Soulja Boy's baby mama. Now, if you don't remember Soulja Boy's baby mama, Jacqueline, Blueface and Soulja, they was going back and forth with each other, right?
Okay, hold on.
And so
she told me it was at the end.
Stories over here. First of all, I ain't got my glasses, but I can. You said be messy, Henny. I'm being messy. We finna be all the way. We finna get messy all the way. All right. So she her page did kind of disappear for a minute.
Okay.
Anyway, that Las Vegas incident resulted in him getting that big lien due on the judgment. Okay, so as shown in the accompanying declaration, the current balance due on the judgment of October 8th, as of October 8th, 2025, is $129,000 of civil procedure. It authorizes the court to restrain the judgment debtor, Blueface, from assigning the judgment debtor. 1,000. But I'm really on September. Let me share support and spousal support to be paid on the 1st and the 15th. So back in 2016, there was an order that was put into place for child support and for spousal support, right? Spousal support. But then things started happening where Kim and WACK both did and to the court. Remember, and so
there you go. There you go.
Caught up just like the game. Because remember, he lost that Calabasas home. But remember, that was also not the game's only residence either. So, but he lost that Calabasas home, honey. Anyway, now let's keep it moving, shall we? Because this next part, this is what we've been waiting for, honey. This is what we have been waiting for right here. Do you hear me? Let me close out some of these windows because I don't want no issues. All right, we're leaving those sites and we only have this open. Now, after all this time, after months and months and months of pulling and searching and digging and hunting, we finally have divorce filings from Kimberly L. Jones against Cash McElroy Jones. Dun, dun, dun. And this filing was made on September 12th of 2025 in the Superior Court for the state of California in the county of Los Angeles, okay? And it says, please take notice. All right, they didn't fill all of that out. But this motion is made on the grounds that material circumstances have changed since the case was suspended in 2016. Now, remember, they had divorce papers back in 2016. And in those court documents, let me go pull them up for you. In those court documents,
you got to hear about this thing. There's this new phone charger out there. It's basically a fast charger that repairs battery damage and makes...
Yeah. Sorry, because I had to pull these up and I just wanted to make sure that this was the right file, and it is. And I love it when a plan comes together. All right, so if y'all remember, back in those filings, Kim had restraining orders against WACK. Restraining orders for what? Restraining orders for domestic violence. And they were already supposed to be filing for a divorce. But something happened and Kim pulled out.
2016 domestic violence allegation. He had the DV case. I'm gonna have to go when we go live with this. I'm gonna make sure I got the thing where I told him, put that on Paru. You didn't beat Kim, your wife. He said, on Paru, I ain't never beat my wife. Blew up Paru then.
3, 4, 5. Okay, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let me share it with y'all. Here we go. All right. So this is where we at right now. All right. So these are the original filings, okay? And this says right here in clear as day, plain English, restraining order, domestic violence. Dun, dun, dun. The matter was called for a hearing, but if you remember, it concluded because neither party showed up. Now let's go to this document. All right.
Beat the bed.
Matter was called for an appearance. Neither one of them was showing up to court. And this was back in 2016. So Kim is bringing all of this back up into play, right? All right. So it says the matter is called for a hearing. Respondent failed to appear for mediation. Based on information provided to the court, a settlement was already put into order, okay? The court orders as follows: temporary, without prejudice. Petitioner granted sole legal and sole physical custody of children Cash Jones, whose date of birth was in 1994, Devin Jones, whose date of birth was 2004. Responded to have the right of reasonable visitation second and fourth weekends from Friday 5 p.m. to Sunday 6 p.m. As to child support and spousal support, the court orders guideline support based on visitation time listed and income noted as petitioner's gross income of $4,800 and the respondent's gross income, which is WACK income, of $11,560. The petitioner referred to the court's facilitator to run a disomaster. Okay. And so this matter was left twisted and dangling in the wind. Well, it is no longer twisted and dangling in the wind because, as you can see, we are reading it right now. So back to what we were saying here, as she said, circumstances have changed since the case was suspended in 2016, requiring active court supervision. All right. The original petition filed in 2012 is now 13 years old and no longer accurately reflects the parties' circumstances. All minor children have reached majority, eliminating child custody and support issues. Substantial community property requires proper adjudication and management, meaning that substantial community property requires to be properly divided. Dun, dun, dun. The interest of justice requires restoration of the case to active status for proper resolution of community properties. Bam, 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 which means that they still hold properties together. Now, that means that all this time he been out here, RB, that's my wife. That's the queen. That's my wife. That's the queen.
Damu, Kiwe. Damu, station. Let's go, man.
She ain't the wife. She could be his queen, but she is the mistress and has been all this time. Now it is on paper. There is paperwork to back up these statements that we've been saying. Now let's get into the procedural background. The original filing, this dissolution proceeding, was filed on June 8th of 2012. 2012. The case was suspended on January 5th of 2016 and remains in suspended status. On June 11th, 2025, petitioner attempted to dismiss the petition with exception to refile. On July 15th of 2025, the request for dismissal was denied. Court order case to remain in suspension, special status, with existing orders in place. So she tried to get the petition dismissed, but the courts denied it and left everything as it is, meaning they're still married. She's still getting spousal support. And I guess there was still child support that was going on because all of those motions are still active. This status for proper case resolution. Okay. And then it gets into the authority to set aside. All right. In a proceeding, she's going underneath continuing jurisdiction over community property. So it says in a proceeding for dissolution of marriage, for nullity of marriage, or for legal separation of the parties, the court has continued jurisdiction to award community estate assets or community estate liabilities to the parties that have not been previously adjudicated by a judge in the proceeding. Okay, court has jurisdiction jurisdiction to inquire into and make order concerning the settlement of the property rights of the parties. They still have community property together to this day. See, this is what being the wife entails. It means that you are entitled to division of properties. You are entitled to benefits. You are entitled to all types of stuff that I'm just saying you can't get when you just You can't get none of this. Okay. And if the rumors be true that there is an order for repossession on body parts that WAC paid for, which to me is super petty. But if this be true that there is an order for repossession of said body parts, girl, run. That's all I got to say. Run. Because ain't no way. It ain't no way. Hold on one second, y'all. I'm trying to check something real quick. Hold on.
Finding new adventures and extra confidence and extra miles.
Okay. All right. So now she's also saying that, the children, they're now of age, so they no longer basically need any of the visitation orders. So she's saying all minor children referenced in the original petition have now reached the age of majority. So they're no longer minors, okay? Child custody, visitation, and support provisions are no longer applicable. It eliminates sufficient complexity and focuses case on property division. So now there's no longer any need for those child support. There's no longer any need for visitations, and she just wants to focus on division of the properties. But do you know what this all means? This means that all this time, from the time that the order was in place, from 2016, Kimberly has been receiving spousal support and child support from Cash McElroy Jones. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. Substantial community property assets identified requiring court supervision. This is what they have. They have substantial community properties. Vintage automobile collection with significant value needs proper valuation and management. Real estate property interests require updated legal description and current valuations. Financial circumstances have materially changed over years of suspension. Okay. Original petition filed over 13 years ago no longer reflects current circumstances. Updated financial disclosures and property schedules are required. Proper adjudication cannot occur while the case remains suspended. Okay, then she goes into having a due process. The Fourth Amendment guarantees that no person shall be deprived property without due process of law. Petitioner has vested community property interests that cannot be extinguished without proper judicial proceedings. While the case remains suspended, petitioner cannot obtain court orders necessary to protect, preserve, and adjudicate her community interests. Is WAC living in one of those homes? Or is he trying to be spiteful and take one of them homes from her? Okay.
I think
this
he
case
won't
has
let
a
her sell it.
13-year procedural history. 13-year procedural history. Okay. Established case number and existing order that provides foundation for efficient resolution. New filing would require new filing fees, service costs, and restart of all procedural deadlines. Further, current case file contains valuable procedural history and prior orders that would be lost in dismissal. So she's saying, look, just reopen this case. Let's get it going. All right. Community property, particularly vintage automobiles, may require ongoing maintenance, insurance, and protection that need court supervision. Active case status may be necessary to deal with creditors, insurance companies, and other third parties.
Oh, shit. It's getting nasty. She said that the court has to have a third party get into this. It's nasty when that comes to that. Hold on. Yeah, when she start having the third party intervening is bad here, my nigga. You know, she might feel threatened. Remember, he got the prior DVs. Nigga, he gonna beat the bitch. You know what I'm saying? That nigga's a gorilla pimp. WACK100, lack of respect for women online is obvious. He's been a gorilla pimp. Y'all been over here supporting this nigga and letting him be the judge, jury, and executioner of Clubhouse. when he done beat the bitch. This ain't just a prostitute broad he was pimping on or just another little flip he flipping on like R&B. This was the mother of his children. This is what I'm talking about, bro. Let's go.
Affecting community property. Property values change over time. Active case allows for updated valuations and proper accounting. Finally, active case status enables formal discovery procedures to identify and value all community properties. So she's like, listen.
Oh, she's trying to get a valuation. She's trying to get a valuation on all of the properties that they own joint because she's ready to liquidate. She's ready to separate. She don't want no attachments and nothing else to do with this nigga. When the woman's fed up, it ain't nothing you can do about it. That nigga is done. He's a dodo. Nigga, this nigga's a real bozo. You done fuck Kim off, beating on her. Nigga, she trying to get valuations so she knows how much equity she has on this and probably utilize it to get some loans or something because ain't no telling what her situation like. But she trying to separate mine from his. Yeah.
These classic cars that we have, yeah, they need to be reevaluated. All right. All right. Community properties, Dr. Kettle, we talked about that. All right. The court may, in furtherance of justice and on any terms as be proper, allow a party to amend any pleading. The court has discretion to allow amendment at any stage of the proceeding. Policy strong favors amendment. California courts liberally grant leave to amend when justice requires. Okay, preference to decision on merits. The court prefers to decide cases on substantive merits rather than procedural technicalities. Now, when it gets down to the children, all minor children referred to in the original petition have reached age of majority. I think we read this already. And that support is no longer required. Family dynamics and household composition materially changed. Elimination of child-related issues simplifies the case to focus on property division. Okay, and that's what she's looking for. Okay, real estate and personal property values have changed significantly over the past 13 plus years. Complete community property schedules requires updating with information. Financial obligations and community debts have materially changed since 2012. Income changes. Both parties' financial circumstances evolved over 13 plus years. Assets, appreciation and depreciation. Significant changes in asset values require updates. Financial responsibilities and debts incurred since the original filing. Financial circumstances require complete and updating for proper adjudication. She wants them to go and basically
WACK is finna get exposed. You muted up right now.
I don't even know why my mic muted.
Yeah, okay, there she goes.
What the hell?
Why is my mic not registered?
Hold on 1 second, y'all.
With all the debt and everything he got, Kim is gonna expose.
Artless AI voiceover feature allows you to turn your words into voices you never thought you had.
Clubhouse millionaire is a brokey. This shit gonna go viral.
Okay, I think I'm back. All right. So basically, she wants the courts to set aside the suspension that was entered on January 5th of 2016, right? And she wants them to restore the matter to active calendar status to receive permission to file a First Amendment petition for dissolution of the marriage. She wants it done. She wants it dissolved. All right. Now, from what we've read, the case began on June 18th of 2012. It was suspended in 2016, which we have the paperwork for that. And Kim tried to dismiss and refile in June of this year, but the court denied that. And on July 15th, she was ordering to they were ordering it to stay suspended with the existing orders in place, and she's fighting against that. Basically, she's saying that the circumstances have changed because the children are now grown and that there's significant community property assets that include real estate, right? And we hear about vintage automobiles, and financial circumstances of her and WACK have changed, which I would hope that they would change from 2012 to now. She also went on to basically say that because the original petition is over 13 years old, she's seeking it to be updated because she wants property schedules and valuations put into place of what everything is in this current state. She wants the income and the debts disclosed for both parties. She wants to eliminate all of the outdated child stuff so that they could just focus on separating the property and just make this simple. Okay. They were married. So for those of y'all who do not know, Kim and WACK were married on June 30th of 2000, and they separated on May 30th of 2012. Okay. How do you know that, Henny? Because it's in the paperwork. It's in the paperwork. And I'm going to read this to y'all. All right. Kimberly L. Jones declares, I am familiar with the fact of this case, and if called as a witness, I could and would testify completely thereto. I was married to respondent on June 30th of 2000. We separated on May 30th of 2012, and this dissolution proceeding was filed on June 18th of 2012. The case was suspended on January 5th of 2016. On June 11th of 2025, I attempted to dismiss the case with the exception of refiling for dissolution. On July 15, 2025, the court denied my request for dismissal, and the court ordered that the case was to remain in suspended status while existing orders remain in place. Therefore, in order to proceed with the divorce, I am asking the courts to restore this case to active status rather than seeking dismissal. I am also asking the courts for leave to amend the petition, as there has been numerous changes since the filing of the initial petition. Both of the children referenced in the original petition have now reached the age of maturity. Therefore, no longer any issues regarding child custody, visitation, or support. During our marriage, we acquired substantial community property, including real estate and valuable personal property. We own a family townhome at where I currently reside. We also own real property at a Quartz Hill, Quartz Hill, California, where respondent resides, and we own property in New Jersey that is currently in escrow, and the funds anticipated to be received from the sale are community property funds. We acquired a valuable collection of vintage automobiles during the marriage, including vehicles with individual values exceeding $100,000. The total value of our community property assets has changed significantly since 2012. Pause. Did you hear what she said? She lives in the townhome, and he lives in Quartz Hills, California, in their home out there.
They legit?
eBay, guaranteed authentic.
Also eBay.
Now he's scared to stay at Quartz Hill.
If you've been injured in an accident,
everybody
make
got
the
that
smart
address.
choice. Call Huey and Abraham.
I don't trust insurance. There one time. Showing off his car
Our community property requires proper valuation and adjudication. We need court supervision to ensure proper management and division of assets.
Oh, it's bad.
The case cannot be properly.
Oh, it's bad. No, we need court supervision to determine the equity within this property and the valuation within this property as this go for. She's afraid. Oh, it's nasty, bro.
Resolved while in suspended status. Our case would benefit from active case management to reach final resolution. Both my income and WACK's income and debt obligations have changed materially since the original petition was filed. The value of our real estate and personal property have changed significantly. The original petition was filed over 13 years ago and no longer accurately reflects our current circumstances. The petition requests child support and support orders that are no longer relevant, and the property schedule and financial information is now outdated and incomplete. An amended petition is necessary to provide the court with accurate and current information. I am acting in good faith to restore this case to proper resolution. The requested relief will benefit both parties by allowing final adjudication of our community property rights. I am prepared to proceed with discovery, property valuations, and other necessary steps. I declare under penalty of perjury under the laws of the state of California that the foregoing is true and correct. Signed, September 11th, 2025, Kimberly L. Jones.
Kim Jones.
Kim said, I had enough of this shit and I want out. Activate this case and give me free. Give me free. She no longer wants to be tied down to Three Finger Duse Shooter and all his scandals, especially being that I'm hearing that allegedly he was recently caught sending off kitty corn. Don't nobody want nobody dealing in kitty corn. So now we're going to move on to this case, right? This is the paperwork filing. She is requesting a dissolution of the marriage. Okay. She wants it amended. And we've read all of this. Okay. We've read all of this. This is what we was reading in the other paperwork. But when it gets over here, now I want y'all to look at this statistical facts, right? It says on this paper that the date of marriage was June 30th of 2000, right? But it also gives us a separate, when did y'all separate? Because she gave us a whole different separation date, didn't she? In the other filing, because in this one, it says that the separation date was in 2024. Mm-hmm. All right, okay. Now, spousal or domestic partner support. She's seeking spousal support. She wants spousal support. She wants a complete inventory of the homes and the cars. And what do you think all of that means? Child, that means Kimberly says, I want it all. Okay. Kim said, I want all of it. I want the properties. I want the spousal support. I want the cars. She's coming for the gusto. She's not playing with WACK. And I don't blame her because he's been out here embarrassing the hell out of that girl up here talking about this other woman is his wife. And we know that that's his mistress. So now what did we learn today? We have actually learned that Kim and WACK, they were married in 2000. But in 2012, they separated. But I think their official separation happened in 2024, which is 2 years ago. And if you think about it, that's about accurate because back then, that's when he started popping out with R&B. Am I correct? I could be a little off with the timeline, but she done had enough. She said, look here. I wanted to dismiss the case as long as I could redo the case. The judge said, nah, we're going to keep everything as it is. She said negative. If we're going to keep this case as it is, I want to reactivate it and I need it updated and I want all the property divided and I want out. I want out. But what's crazy to me is all of this time, you've been committing adultery.
R&B committing adultery.
Let me tell you something. Somebody is married, and I don't care how long they've been separated. They have not been divorced. They are still married. That is adultery. So I guess the next move is on the adulterer. What you gonna do, sir? And you know I'm gonna be all up in it. Yeah, we're finna watch this. But for everybody that has been wondering what has been going on with Kim and WACK, and let me just say this. WACK and Kim were married all of that time.
And she was committing adultery.
Chevy makes America's most dependable trucks.
Adultery. Mystery Babylon.
Now, I don't know how this goes with spouses and all of that stuff. But one would think that once they are divorced, all of that not being able to talk shit goes off the table. Mods, drop the link for the Twitch because we about to be up out of here so we could talk. That's gonna be your hot Henny for this spill, this spiked coffee in the morning. I hope that this was worth the wait because I know all of y'all on there on Instagram was like, Henny, just give us a clue. Henny, just tell us what it is. Henny, just tell us. We got to hear about it. Well, now y'all done heard about it. It's official. Kim is leaving WACK and she's taking whatever the hell she could take. Can we drop the Twitch link, you guys, so that I could get up out of here and head on over there to the Twitcher? Matter of fact, hold on. Let me help y'all out because I'm not pulling no court docs. I think I could. I think I can. I think I have it up. I don't have it up. Do we have the Twitch link? Go. Uniquely. Hold on. Where is my notes? Right there. Okay, you guys. So as you can see, the mods have dropped the Twitch link. We are going to head over to Twitch and we are going to continue the conversation over there. So please, it's already up. It's already running. So you guys just click the link. It'll take you right on over to Twitch and we're going to continue going. But let me go ahead and let me pin it for those of y'all who don't see it.
Salute to the
Thank you,
Henny
Uniquely.
gang,
I appreciate
gang. You know what I'm saying? Henny came with that hot Henny. She dropped it. Kim, Dennis, he was beating on her. Then we got the other paperwork where he was beating on Ladon or Ladon, however you pronounce the mermaid's name. You know what I'm saying? So y'all gotta let me know what y'all thinking, man. Is Kim leaving WACK100 and taking half all because he was putting hands on her and Ladon? We gonna talk about it. Damu, Kiwe, conversation. Shout out to the Henny gang. Henny glasses in the chat. Show some love. Hey, we out. Damu.